So in this video today, we're going to show you how to replace the seal on the group head that sits underneath around this shower head arrangement. The gasket is a silicon 54mm, it's white in colour, and you can just see it up there, just this gasket here. And what we found in the drip tray recently, we found some pieces of this gasket, this seal, this silicon seal, that had broken away and dropped into the drip tray. And the other symptoms we got were that after the pre-infusion stage, you get a pressurization stage when you're extracting, and without that seal properly in place, the machine is unable to get to that pressurization stage, which is about 9 bar. So as you know, you go through a pre-infusion stage and then it kicks into pressurize, and the needle will sit within this espresso range on this pressure gauge. And when it gets to optimum pressure, which is 9 bar, you get your perfect extraction. But without that seal in place, the machine is unable to maintain that pressure. And another symptom is you get water that comes from around the portafilter out of the group head, and it comes around this edge of the portafilter because that seal sits on this top face. So without that seal correctly in place, because of the damage, the water is able to run over the portafilter, and because that seal's not perfect, because the seal is damaged, you don't then get the optimum pressure for extraction. So in preparation for replacing this seal, what we've done, we've took the hopper off, we've emptied as much as we can out of the upper burr assembly, which just involved me lifting the machine up and tipping the residual beans into this bowl. There's a few grinds left in that upper burr assembly, but they won't come out. And what we're going to do, we're going to put the machine on its side. We've took the reservoir off, and we're going to take this opportunity as well to replace the Claro Swiss filter. So we've stripped the filter assembly down, and we'll put a new filter in place when we've done the seal replacement. So we've took the drip tray out, emptied the water, the machine's unplugged, everything's stripped down as you can see here. So we'll now put the machine on its back carefully so we can get into that Allen cap machine screw or set screw just in the middle of this shower head assembly. That's a 4mm, I believe. So we'll get a 4mm Allen key and we'll take that out, but first we'll put the machine. So just before we start and replace the seal, just wanted to show you where the identification plate for the model number is. And that's the model number you're looking at there, the BES 870. So if you're ordering any spares, you want to make sure that the spares that you're buying are compatible with that model number. We've actually bought some non-Sage Claro Swiss filters, so you need to make sure that they're compatible with that model number. And our particular model number, it was a bit difficult to find filters that were suggested as being recommended for this machine. So this is the seal here. It's a silicon seal, 54mm in diameter, and it's got a shoulder on it, or a recess where that trim tool is just running around there. So there's a prominent shoulder there, and you can see from this section here round to here, you can see that shoulder section is missing. So we've got no seal around this edge, so that's where water's escaping from the group head, running through the shower, through that seal, out of the group head, and it's because the portafilter is not sitting correctly against that seal, that's where water's escaping through. And then because we've got an incomplete seal, that's why we're not maintaining pressure on that extraction cycle. So we've got to take that Allen cap screw out, looks like a machine screw. So a 4mm Allen key is what we need. I don't expect that to be overly tight, but then because we've had kind of pressure and heat cycles on this, it could be tight, but we'll see. So I put the 4mm Allen key in, just applying a little bit of pressure, and that's undone. Sometimes when machine screws are set in place, you get like a snapping sound when the seal's broken, but that's just started undoing straight away there. So I'm just trying to keep my hand away from the camera as I put that Allen key in there. I'll just undo that. I'm not expecting this to be overly long. And then once that's removed, I'll be able to get that shower head off. It looks like a rain shower. So I'll get that disc off, I'll get that machine screw out. Might be able to undo that now with my fingers, which I'll do. And that's off. So there we have it. That's a 4mm Allen cap head countersunk machine screw we've got there. And what I'll do, I'll just give that shower head a slight tap with the plastic bit, and then that should, I reckon, move. Yeah, it's moving now. You can see we've got rotation on the seal as well, so I'm hoping that seal is fairly easy to get out. That shower head has just come off there. I've caught my finger on there as I've pulled it off. You can see that the dust from the extraction, or the staining from the extraction process, that's just wiped off. So that should come up fairly clean. It's an opportunity to clean that now it's off. So we'll remove that, and then the next thing is to get some trim tools into this seal here. And I think this is going to be a little bit fiddly, because I don't think it's stuck on, because you've just seen it rotating there. You can see it moving round. So I've got to try and get in at this side as far as we can. And try to leave it from this edge at the same time. You can see it's just coming. I'm just able to lift it out there. That's come over there, look, that's just popped off. You've just got to persevere, and then that should. Don't pop that back on and get back under there. Look, so I've just dropped that back and it's almost gone back into position. So if you get the trim tool underneath it there, work it round, and then try to lift. Again, don't want to allow it to pop back on. I can leave that underneath like that, and then use this other one to work round it. It's just wedging in position at the top there. So if I can just pull that out and remove that trim tool then, and that should pull out. You can see where it's damaged, look, around that edge. And it was all these bits around this edge, look, you can see that's coming away on there, on that shoulder there. As you can see, and it was these bits that we were finding in the drip tray. So you can see the damage all the way around that side, look. So that's why it's not holding pressure. So that's the bit that we're trying to replace. So we will replace today, sorry. I'll brush that out again. I'll dry the brush off and just reinsert that and make sure, run that all the way around. Make sure there's nothing in that recess that's going to dislodge the new seal or damage the new seal when we put the new seal in. So I'm just folding that up now off camera. You can see I folded that to that kind of shape, and it's just enough that when you put it in that recess we can just rub it round and just make sure that that's all clean in there. We don't want any debris or any loose particles in there, because it'll cause the seal to dislodge, and we don't want that, and it could then over time it could damage that filter. So you see we've got the residue out. We'll just make sure there's no residue hiding behind these recesses where the group head sits in place, or the portafilter sits in the group head, should I say. So we get all that clean in there. We can even use the trim tool up to run that round. If we push that in place and just run that round where the seal's going to sit, just make sure there's no debris in there at all, and that those faces inside that recess are all nice and clean. So we'll push that kitchen roll in there, just run it round so it's nice and clean and debris free. We don't want to pinch the kitchen roll and cause any small bits of the kitchen roll to get stuck in there either. or migrate into the system. So that looks clean in there. So we've got the package from Amazon. I'll just open this up. There's the new seal. We'll compare that with the old one. And you can see that's too small. So at this point I realised the seal we bought as a replacement was too small. After cleaning the group head then, I realised as well that there was corrosion on the inside face under the shower head, and initially I thought it was lime scale as I brushed it off with hot water using the brush that we clean the filter cups out with. And as I've looked, after cleaning it with warm water and then just wiping it down with a kitchen towel, I realised it was actually corrosion, which isn't a good sign, and that the white powdery substance that was coming off was actually off that face there where the inside face under the shower plate had started to bubble and corrode, which wasn't good. So what have we got here? Upon attempting to replace the seal on the shower plate from the Sage Barista Express, when we took the shower plate off and removed the seal, and I realised I'd ordered the wrong seal, which I've just returned, I've then noticed that there was corrosion on that inside face under that shower head plate. We purchased in July 2020 from Costco. We've rung Costco up and we've got a replacement machine basically. So we've now got this Barista Express Impress, because they didn't have just the normal Barista Express. So we paid a little bit extra and we thought we'd give this a try. So we'll do an unboxing on this and we'll let you know how we get on. Exactly the same machine in terms of pressure, 9 bar, same dosage in the portafilter, 18 to 22 grams dosage, 9 bar pressure, 93 degrees Celsius, and then you've got the steam at 130 degrees. So it's virtually the same. You get the same kit. We're not sure if the cup has got the thermo label on it, so it changes colour when it gets up to whatever temperature, or the label changes colour to reflect what temperature you've got in the jug. We're not sure if it's got that on yet because it's not on the picture. We think it's the same Claro Swiss filter, and I'm hoping it is because we bought some replacement filters for the Barista Express. So I'm assuming it's the same filter. But it's got similar functionality. We've got something to do with the dosing, to get accurate dosing. You can change the dosage amount, and then you've got the 1 cup and 2 cup and the off button, which is similar. It looks like you've got the same pre-infusion and then infusion pressure gauge, and then the same style hopper on top. So we'll unbox this, set it up, and I'll also, just out of interest, I'll have a look, see what the filter, what the sealing arrangement is on here, and then most importantly, whether the seal has got an hole in or not. I'm assuming it won't have, because this is a newer model. The Impress is a newer model than the Barista Express, just the normal Barista Express. So we'll see how we get on with this. So I started out as a video to show you how to replace the seal on the group head, and it's turned into a new machine basically.